Hello everyone, it's Richard, and once again I'm bringing you best wishes from all of us here at the Royal Caribbean Group. It feels like a very long time ago when we did the first of these videos. That was back in March, and we filmed it behind our headquarters at Port Miami, and we haven't been back to the port offices since. But now it's June, and over the next few weeks we're going to start reopening our offices. Just like with our ships, we're planning to bring our people back slowly and safely, and we intend to do this right. It feels like we're closing another chapter of this incredible, bizarre, and frustrating journey, and we're turning the page to the next chapter of this journey. Now, many people, are beginning to talk about the next chapter as the new normal. That's a term that I've begun to hate. The new normal was first coined just after September 11th. It was a term used to convey the expectation that 9/11 had caused huge changes to society of a fundamental nature. It reflected the expectation that what had been abnormal would now be normal, and what had been normal would no longer be acceptable. It was used to describe a society that was different from the previous society in some existential way. The point was to emphasize how dramatic a change our country was about to experience. In that context, the term new normal served a useful purpose, and it was a constructive contribution to the richness of the English language. But I believe that the term no longer serves that purpose. Today, people use the term to simply describe that there will be a change without any sense of scale or definition to the putative change. The real problem with the term is that it implies the existence of a semi-permanent normal, which is about to be transformed into a new semi-permanent normal. But the concept of a semi-permanent normal, new or existing, is history. In this modern technological era in which we're all living, there is no semi-permanent anything. The only constant is change. We don't know how the future is going to unfold. We don't know how long it will take to get beyond this epidemic and the traumatic changes that we are enduring to deal with it. We do know that things will be different. For example, most observers expect that there will be more telecommuting in the future. And hopefully people will be more diligent about washing their hands. But such changes aren't a new normal. Such changes are part of today's normal, because the only normal is change. To quote the famous phrase, plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose. The more things change, the more they stay the same. That's just as true today as when it was first written in 1848. That's why at Royal Caribbean, our guiding mantra has always been continuous improvement. There won't be a new normal for schools because schools are always changing. That's not new. There won't be a new normal for working in offices because that too is already in a state of flux. Most importantly, there won't be a new normal for selling cruises or taking cruises or operating cruises. Change is coming to cruising. Some suggest that cruising in the future will be unrecognizable from what we are used to, that we will go from one constant, unchanging cruise experience before to a radically different, totally changed cruise experience after. Horsebucky. One of the big reasons your guests buy cruises from Royal Caribbean Group is because we deliver a unique experience. We help create memories. But we also know how to balance constancy with change. Our products evolve constantly. We try to always be ahead of the curve, never stuck, unchanging in time. Compare any facet of a cruise to what it was 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago. You sell them differently, we market them differently. The food changes, the drinks are now on trend, and the experience evolves to suit consumers' changing tastes. You say disco, midnight buffet, and shuffleboard, and I say spa treatments, barbecue restaurants, and escape rooms. You say long lines at check-in. I say facial recognition. I could go on. When we design our ships, we talk about a design formula of 1/3 tradition, 1/3 evolution, and 1/3 revolution. That formula's worked pretty well for us, and it works in a post-COVID world too. It doesn't stick us in the past, but it isn't a new normal. I've said before that we are in no rush to return to service until we feel confident that we had figured out the changes that we must make to offer your clients and our crew the safest, healthiest, and most enjoyable experience we can. And the key there is that we understand that this is a safe cruise, but still has to be a wonderful cruise. And wonderful cruises aren't a new normal. They're what we've done for 50 years and counting. I will again compare what we've gone through now to what the airline industry went through after 9/11. Flying changed after 9/11, but it wasn't a new normal. Rather, it simply included a set of changes in a constantly changing world. The security checks were new, but after that you heard the same explanation of how to put on a seatbelt, you still got lousy food, and you still banged your knees against the seat in front of you. And there were transient changes too, changes that were made in haste, under pressure, but didn't stand the test of time. I remember being told why we had to ban people from bringing nail clippers on board. Nail clippers. Thank God that level of paranoia didn't last. And we will undertake some changes in response to COVID-19 that also don't last. And that's how we're thinking about our evolution ahead. We will raise the bar even higher on health safety, sanitation, and medical care. We will soon be announcing a blue ribbon panel working to ensure our health safety protocols are unparalleled. We will proceed cautiously, and we will learn from our experiences. And unquestionably, we will invest in all these areas more than most of our guests will ever fully see or know. But that's how we work anyhow. As I said, our mantra is continuous improvement, and it means just that. Everything gets better every chance we get. Symphony of the Seas looks almost exactly like Oasis of the Seas, but it's 25% more fuel efficient. Our guest apps are in what is known as permanent beta. That means there's no final version, just code that's tweaked and adjusted and improved, cruise after cruise, year after year. When your guests come back to sail with us, they will come back to something that we've worked hard to make better and safer. But it won't be a new normal. It will just be our usual, the constantly changing best we know how to be. It will still offer more great experiences and great memories. It will constantly evolve, but the things that make it special will still make it special. And by the way, you can still do a better job of washing your hands. I know you can.